Timing. Probably the most important word when it comes to fishing on Lake Superior. Be in the right place, doing all the right things at the wrong time, and you go home empty-handed. Fishing out here is all about anticipating the fish migrations, from deep to shallow, from absent to abundant. Be in the right place, doing the right things at the right time, and you will truly see what she has to offer.
All right, we are on the water and I am super excited to chase after some shallow lake trout today. It's all a timing thing, and when the water temps get to that magic number, and what is that magic number? Upper 40s, super low 50s, you can get out here on Lake Superior and there's gonna be lake trout that are gonna be shallow, and the most effective way to fish for them is to troll with stick baits, and we have the Northland Rumblebees with us. The Rumblebee is a great bait. It comes in 3 sizes, a 9, 11, and 13. And what I like about the Northland Rumblebee is, number one, the colors are spectacular. They're vibrant, they're vivid, they are alive. Number two is that the baits are tuned properly right out of the package. Like, you can be going 2 miles an hour and pull that rod as hard as you can, the bait's gonna dig straight down. It's not gonna flare up to the side. And for me, that's important, because when I get out here, I don't want to spend 5 minutes trying to get that bait to tune right. Like, these Northland Rumblebees are tuned right out of the box. They dig deep, and they dig straight. And the third reason why I like the Rumblebee is that it's kind of envision like the water running more over the shoulders of the bait versus just the tail or just the head. Like, you get a great whole body action, and just at the angle that the Rumblebee's at, that water kind of hits more of the shoulders of the bait and causes that whole bait to turn. And I think that just kind of entices some more aggressive fish. Like, it imitates a bait fish that's running strong, running with confidence, and you get a fish that sees that, they know that they have to hit it with aggression to kill that bait fish. So we are gonna motor on out here and find some shallow structure and set out some Northland Rumblebees on straight monofilament line. Stick with us, it's gonna be a good one. So we are going to be trolling adjacent to some super shallow reef structure. So with that, again, very clear water here on Lake Superior and sunny skies. So we got to utilize planer boards and get our boards out away from the boat and get these Rumblebees up on that shallow structure. And again, this is all water temperature based. Like, you could do this a week or two ago and there's not going to be a fish up here, but it's that right temp where there's bugs, there's life, there's bait, and these fish that live. A lot of these lake trout will live in very deep water and push up shallow for 2 or 3 weeks, and that's why we're here right now, is because these fish are accessible. So we're going to utilize Rumblebees and gator boards. This is just the regular size gator board here. Just because we're running straight mono, we can get away with a smaller size board like this. Yeah, so we're gonna set out 2 lines apiece up here where we're at right now. So we're gonna set 2 lines and run them up close to the reef. We're gonna long line 1 and then put 1 out a little bit deeper. And just gonna clip that there, send it out, get it away from the boat. We're gonna be trolling 2.2 miles per hour. That's just a great standard speed that I like to troll at. I don't think lake trout care too much about what exact speed you're going, but 2.2 is just a good average. It gets those baits running right, you can cover some ground. And yeah, I see some fish on the graph right now in 20-25 feet of water. So I know that there's gonna be fish up here. We just gotta find a specific, there's so much structure out here on Lake Superior in this area. So we just gotta find a reef that's loaded, and we should have no problem catching some lake trout. But catching them shallow like this, it's one of my favorite bites of the whole year. You just wait so long for these fish to move shallow, and I think our time is going to be right now. there's a fish. Fish on. That did not take too long. That did not take too long. Oh my goodness. You know, when you can't even get your second rod out, you're in a good spot and the fish are actually up here. This is a good fish. This is a heavy fish. But like, literally we were setting out the second rod. But once you like learn the overall movements and kind of habits of lake trout, this is not uncommon. Like, you get water temps like this, it's pretty predictable where these fish are gonna be. That rumblebee was out there for, I don't know, a minute. That is so cool. I love it. Straight monofilament line, like you can't beat it. It is such a fun way to troll for lake trout. Right there, baby. That is a lake trout. That's a nice one too. So cool. Let's get him in the boat. All right, let's take a look at this beauty. That's a nice lake trout. Look at that. That there is a rumblebee number 11. I love that color, that pink, the bright pinks, the yellows. This lake trout could not resist it. That is a gorgeous 7, maybe 8-pound fish on a gorgeous June day here on Lake Superior with water temps creeping up into the mid to upper 40s. Lake trout are hungry and the Northland rumblebees are getting the job done. Let's get this one back in the water. There she goes. All right, this is it. This is that, it's called the bubblegum tiger. And especially out here in Lake Superior where the water's clear and you know Northland has such vibrant colors on their baits, this really stands out. And this is again the number 11, getting down, you know, 10, 12 feet, which is ideal. Even if we're over 30 feet of water, like these trout see this from down below and they're gonna rise to hit it. But as you can kind of see behind us, this reef comes up to nothing. So we're just gonna try to, you know, keep our planer boards in that 10 to 20 foot depth range. So, I mean, that's awesome. That fish did not hesitate at all. And it's a big lake trout in the boat. First thing in the morning, you gotta love it. Outside, bubblegum tiger. Buddy, we can't even get our line set.
It's another nice fish. It's a great start to the morning. Just got our line set.
All right, I think we can officially say bubblegum tiger is lake trout candy.
Full of spunk and energy still. Well, that is a healthy fish. He doesn't want to give up right beside the boat. He's still got enough room to run.
Eric, fish on. This is crazy. That's a bigger one. That's a good fish. All right, let's get this one in the boat, Eric, and reel this one in.
Nice fish. Couldn't resist the rumblebee. Bubblegum tiger. It's 2 for 2 this morning already. Nice fish. Nice coloration. Nice fins on it. Healthy fish. Let's get this one back in the water. There she goes.
Yeah, this one's still here. This one's still here. Lake trout are just such a ferocious fish. And really what a big key on this is a lake trout would rather eat a herring or a smelt any day of the week versus bugs. And right now, these fish are up here because of bugs. But when they see a minnow coming by, such as a Northland rumblebee, in my mind, they would much rather eat that than anything else. So they are gonna attack it. And that's really what we're seeing here. Like this is our third fish in 5 minutes. Like they just cannot resist these baits. Oh, baby. Spunky. Spunky, spunky, spunky. Yeah, upper 20s, super low 30s. Nice fish nonetheless. Let's take a look at it. Look at that. That is a beautiful lean lake trout out here on Lake Superior. Like if you're gonna keep a fish to eat, like this one would have very good meat on it. What a gorgeous fish. Just catch and release for us today though. That is so much fun. It's so cool. These fish are so deep throughout all winter and all spring, and finally now it's magic time when they push shallow. You got to love it. Let's get it back. So as we troll with planer boards here, a rod tree like this from Superior Fishing Products is going to be a big asset to you. Number one, it just keeps your rod butts out away from the boat. Right here I have kind of a standard ram rod holder, but if I take this long line and I put it in here, look at how much this rod butt sticks into the boat. You lose so much space. Having a rod tree like this from Superior Fishing Products keeps all your rods out from the side of your gunnel out, and it really truly makes your boat feel that much bigger. Another thing that we like here, this bottom one, we can have this at a 90, you can have it at a 45. I mean, it's truly customizable to have however you fish and however you want. Like this situation right now, I like the long line one right behind the boat, so I like my bottom rod holder there kind of more at like a 90-degree angle, so it gets it flat, you know, parallel with the surface of the water. So sometimes if you like to run 4 planer boards on the side, you can, you know, Mark can make these a little bit angled, so this can act as more of like a planer board rod holder. But these ones here, we have this as it's so it can act more like a rod holder to hold that long line right behind the boat. So great products, and they truly make us very, very efficient when trolling like this for lake trout and Lake Superior.
Oh, long line.
There you go, long line. Nice. That's a good fish. I like long line fish. And we just got talking about how that bottom rod holder on our Superior Fishing Products rod tree, you know, we have that at a 90-degree angle, so it's that rod tip is kind of straight out parallel with the surface of the water, and that allows that crankbait or that stick bait or whatever bait you're using to achieve its maximum depth. And another thing about these Rumblebees, 3 treble hooks, like these fish stay pegged. You're not going to lose fish. It is very, very rare to have a fish come off on these, which is pretty cool. Because some days every bite counts. Today that's not really the case, but some days it's losing the fish is heartbreak. Look at that trout. There's a big lake trout. That is why we are out here doing what we do for fish like that. Let's get him in the boat and take a look at him. Look at that fish. There's a nice lake trout. That's big. That's big. Maybe not quite 15, but that's so cool. So much fun. It just inhaled that Rumblebee number 13 with 3 treble hooks on it. What a fish. Let's get this one back, and there's more for us to catch. So cool. So cool. Down she goes.
There's a fish on the long line. He's just taking line and head shaking. Feels like a nice fish. You can see the rocks right below us. We are trolling shallow right now. Kind of makes you nervous. Is this going to be a fish or a snag? But luckily with lake trout, they predominantly just immediately grab and start head shaking. So rest assured you're not snagged up when you grab a lake trout. They'll start head shaking immediately. Look at this nice fish. Just drilled this Rumblebee. This is our long line. Right behind the boat. This fish has a lot of character. Not the biggest fish, but definitely one of the prettiest ones we've landed today. The colors are incredible.
so as we idle to another spot here that we want to fish, kind of the areas that we're looking for, I love isolated pieces of structure. Yes, there's a lot of fish shallow along the shorelines, but those fish could be anywhere, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly where they are, especially when you're fishing new stuff. But if you have this isolation really congregates fish, an isolated reef with deep water all around it, you know that there's going to be fish on that reef. So that's what we kind of have here coming up. Is it comes up to 1-2 feet. You can see the waves crashing on it with deep water all around it. So you just troll or keep your boat in 30-40 feet, let your planer boards do the work, bring your lures up into 10, 20, 30 feet, and you're going to catch fish. So I just feel like it's a way more efficient way to do things, is just to target those pieces of structure that are kind of all alone on their own. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to set up some lines and hopefully see a couple more fish. Again, it just pays to move spots, and as you can see behind me, the waves crashing on this isolated piece of structure, and that's really what this is all about, is just locating these isolated pieces of structure that are going to hold fish. It's so predictable where they're going to be when you find stuff like that. Again, sure, you can set lines and troll down the shoreline and pluck off fish here and there, but you don't know where they're going to be. Here it's so easy to anticipate that. Here's one part about these gator boards that I like. This fish is trying to take some drag on me, but these clips are all kind of oversized, and they're just so easy to take on and take off by yourself, or if you're doing it for a buddy. Like, you can take these boards off in a split second. You're not sitting there fumbling around with the small clips and the line gets caught in them. Like, these pinch pads, especially this front one, are so nice, and the oversized rear one, you can get your hands on it quick and get that board off as fast as possible. Now it's just me and the fish and 120 feet of monofilament line in between. He's all wrapped up now. He's all wrapped up, but he is ours. That's cool. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Let's take a look at him here. All right, there we have it. Nice lean lake trout. Perfect table fare if you're looking to keep a couple. We are not just strictly catch and release today, but when these things see a stick bait coming by them in shallow water, they are gonna munch it. Let's get this one back. And again, here's my favorite part about these rumblebees, is that after that fish, long fight, they thrash around in the net. I can put this lure back in the water and it's still gonna be tuned. Like, these do not come out of tune easily. So I pull it, like it's still digging straight down. Like that lure, like there's no need to adjust these. There's some lures, a lot of stick baits out there that after you catch a fish, you gotta spend a couple minutes getting them tuned right. We've caught, I don't know, probably 5 or 10 fish on this one bait right here, and like it runs perfect. Like, it's straight down. I don't have to tune it at all. I can quickly release that fish, get this back out there, and catch another one. Fish. Eric, you got fish too? Your side. This one feels pretty good. This one feels pretty good. All you can do is laugh because it's pure madness and utter chaos. What a blast we've had today, and I say today in like 4 hours, right? Like, we've caught so many fish in such little time. It's truly a special bite and a special time of year to get out here and do this. Look at that, nice Lake Superior lake trout.
That color's producing.
That color of rumblebee, it's that number 11 with that chartreuse sides and the orange bottom. Like, that has been so hot. What a fish. I gotta see what yours looks like. I'm gonna get this one unhooked and net yours.
When you're fishing in shallow water, it is common to get lucky and double up. We only have 4 lines in the water. If you have an extra guy in the boat, that can turn into some chaotic situations if you're running 6 lines, but we only have 4 lines in today, and consistent double headers and consistent fish.
All right, I'll net yours, buddy. There we go. a double header. Let's get that one unbuttoned. All right, look at that. A Lake Superior double to end our day. My arm is sore. We have caught plenty of fish out here on Lake Superior. What a special time of year, and what a special bite, catching lake trout in very shallow water on Northland Rumblebees. Wow. From Eric and I, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.